We have been in a fog, and as we emerge, we see the world's been pushed to the brink. And so have you. I'm Dr. David Orrs, I'm the Doc of DeFi, and I invite you on a bit of a moonlight walk. Isn't this place cool? Look at this. Behind me, beautiful lagoon. Thought I would have this beautiful backdrop just to bring some perspective to things. Lately in the crypto space, we have seen some exchanges go down, some people who have had their assets there lose, including myself. I had a modest amount of asset in the very first one that went down called Terra Luna, where I was staking, meaning parking, I suppose, or allowing an exchange to have the use of some of my own asset. In that case, it was something called UST, and that is no longer. Luckily, it was a modest position, and it was a loss. It was the largest loss I've experienced, but it wasn't anything that caused any great problems in my life because of certain disciplines I put into place. The most recent one is on another exchange called Celsius. This was a bigger deal. Here is the reason why. For the moment, I am not saying a whole lot about recommendations, very specific recommendations. There are a lot of influencers in this space. They have some great information. I learn a lot from them. And there are some that will give you some specific recommendations, and due to the size of their audience, some action happens after these recommendations go on. They maybe share that they've been quite successful in the space, and so therefore their recommendations are given a bit of weight, and that's fair enough. There are a lot of successful people, and people with a lot more experience than I. The problem being is that too many people pointed the finger to staking your assets here in the Celsius network. And it's one thing to stake, a stable coin or a smaller coin. It's quite another thing to stake Bitcoin itself, which is supposed to be a hold of value. And I understand why people did that, because we are all in this space of realizing that in the traditional exchanges, the traditional financial space, only the top 1% or the top 0.5% are the ones that are getting the yield that is not extended to everyone else. And so in the crypto space, when it's peer-to-peer, transparent, and for everyone, being able to cash in on these, it's pretty amazing. And so people did. I think the error in their ways was simply that we had the staking of what was supposed to be a hold of asset. It's almost akin to lending, somebody your bars of gold, in the real world. And people have done that. There are products that do that and give you yield. I just, for myself, feel as though that's probably the recipe for the perfect storm. And when so people have been relieved by what is available to them in this wonderful blockchain and the peer-to-peer and for the people type of products, and they just jumped in at the suggestion of people who have been successful and were well-meaning, but maybe now it's time to take a step back. It's a little bit of what I alluded to in my previous videos about the maturity of the space and the maturity of the users in the space. This has only been going on since 2009. The cycles of Bitcoin, so this is the third time that it has dropped significantly, so we can argue that's 3 cycles, and it keeps coming back, so that's why so many people are saying it's not the end, and there will be a 4th and a 5th. And as these cycles mature, the volatility will maybe lend to some pattern. It might be a bit early to really describe one now. Someone suggests, though, that the recovery period between cycles gets longer and longer. based on what they have been able to see right now. That remains to be seen. At any rate, yeah, the hold of value, Bitcoin is something that is likely not going to go away, and probably is something that really should just be kept, as if it was bars of gold for the moment. And then the other information that has come out from people longer time in the space and who have a very broad perspective and who have been very trusted, and they're very, very well-meaning, is that Ethereum itself is also something that will not be going away soon. And there's some speculation that because it is more than just a hold of value, that it was the very original thing that gave functionality to the blockchain, that some people are thinking that it might supersede Bitcoin in its value eventually. Again, I'm not here to say that one way or the other, but it just seems to me that these are the two. You need to make up your own mind, do your own research, but these are the two that Bitcoin and Ethereum are things that we should not shun away from. They're right now being in a bear market at quite a discount, and as you say, you can make your own decisions, but putting in $10, $50, $100 is quite doable for many people, and you can do that a few times, which is called dollar cost averaging. And you don't just do it when it's at a discount. The discipline, of course, for dollar cost averaging is something that you just continue to do time and time again. At any rate, just a little bit of insight in case you haven't had the explanation as to what's going on, and why people are saying that this, suggesting that the space is something to stay away from, is because of the collapse of these two exchanges, and that people have lost the assets that they had parked there or staked there in order to gain some yield. At any rate, let's keep moving forward here. Like I said, do you wish to join the party and just get into this space that I truly think and believe that is not going anywhere, and it will be a leveraging in the future. It's not only about the asset, it's about the space itself. It's about the people who enter, the people who give it its peer-to-peer integrity, and who are willing to maintain that above and beyond anyone who wants to come in and think that they know better, or think that they can lay down some older world 2.0 version of rules in a 3.0 space. Anyways, food for thought. We'll catch you on the next video.